Hey guys, this is Michael Chin and welcome to my live day trading series. You'll be getting first class access to all of my live trades I take in my morning trading session with some commentary on my thoughts and setups. So if you're interested in learning how to day trade and want to follow along, please be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And if at any time you have any questions, please feel free to comment below and I'll be happy to help you. Alright, let's get on to the stock market. Okay, so here we are with the S&P 500 futures. This is a 2000 tick chart, so that means every one of these bars represents 2000 trades. So this chart actually moves pretty quickly throughout the day. As you can see, it takes somewhere around 30 seconds to a minute for a bar to form. And I like to use this for my day trades, and I usually come in and start trading around 5:30. So you can see down here, I'll usually be in around anywhere between 5:30 to 6, and I will stop trading at around 8:30. So that's about 3 good hours of day trading, and I would love to go longer, but I have a full-time job, so I have to start heading out to the office at around 8:30. Now, for my day trades, I am a price action trader. That means I like to trade solely on the bar patterns that are forming, and with these bar patterns, I look for high percentage trades that I can take for a 1-point scalp. So if you have never traded the S&P 500 futures before, 1 point is equal to $50. And I look to scalp about 3 contracts right now. So that comes out to about $150 per trade. So I look for around 3 to 4 good trades every morning. And I can make a nice profit of around $600. Now, I'm pretty happy with that. It could definitely be more, and that's one of the good things about trading the S&P 500 is that it's very liquid. So I could easily scale this up to 20 contracts, 100 contracts, and be making a lot more money. This is like $1,000 per trade. This would be like $5,000 per trade. Okay, so now you know how I like to trade the markets in the morning. I only look at one market, which would be this S&P 500 instrument. And so for this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually switch in between the after chart. So this is the chart that is currently what you would see if you logged on. And then I will switch between my actual live chart, so you'll actually just see me take the trade in real time. I think this chart is better for explaining, while the other chart is better for actually seeing the live trades in action, which I think is pretty cool. So first thing I do when I come in the morning is I like to look at the opening trend. I like to find out, okay, where's the highs? Where are the lows for the day? And then I like to see, well, we opened around here from yesterday. This white line represents all of the price action from yesterday. And we basically went up, made a new high, and then came down and tried to test the low. So when I see this, I basically think to myself, okay, we're in some kind of choppy range right now. And in the short term, I'd come in to the computer around 5:30. So I would see, okay, there's a bullish trend here and it's looking to test the top, and now it's probably going to sell off and test the bottom. So I'm looking for some shorts up here. Now, the first thing we would also want to do is we want to find the current trend line. So what I would want to do is come in here and probably draw in some lines and see that, okay, this fits pretty well. The market opens at around 6:30. So we can see that there is currently a downtrend in place. Now we're in the live view here. You can see that prices have started to sell off with this downtrend, and it looks like there is a pretty steep channel going on here. Now when I'm looking at this here, I see that there is a double bottom, so there is a chance that we could bounce here, and prices look like they're a little extended. So when I do see that we start to reverse here, I see this actually as a good buying opportunity. So what you're going to see with this live representation is me actually taking the setup here. And there we go. So my order is placed in, and I have now bought 4 contracts of the S&P 500 futures. I scalped 3 of them, and then the other one I try to run for a little more. And what I'm really looking for here is, I'm only looking for this 1 point scalp. So I see this bottom here, and I'm just looking for prices to come up to 1 point and give me that nice $150. And there we go. So that trade took, anywhere, I don't know, 20 seconds or something. But really, when you're doing price action and you're looking for scalping, and like in my situation, we're really just looking for these high win percent opportunities where we know we can get a scalp. Sure, the futures could continue to go higher and I could be missing out on a lot of profit, but I'm just looking for this 1 point, and I'm very happy profiting off of that 1 point. So, if we look at here, prices continue to go up, and that's not really something that's in my setup. My setup doesn't tell me that it's going to go up 4 or 5 points. It's only telling me that you're for sure, or at least 99% sure, you're going to get this 1 point, and that's fine by me. So my runner actually got stopped out too, so we can switch back and look for the next trade. Okay, so the next trade actually comes in a few minutes later. You can see this is where we took our last trade. Now prices are starting to try and continue their downtrend, and what prices like to do is they like to move in pairs of two. So you'll see up moves like this, you'll see down moves like this. So exactly what we're seeing right now, we are seeing a down move that is going like this, so like this one. So there's a ton of people that just sold right here thinking that this move is going to continue downward like this pattern, but unfortunately for them, this trend is actually starting to bottom here. And so what's going to happen is that when prices break above this bar, all of the people, not all of the people, but most of the people that sold down here are going to start to panic, and they're going to try and cover their position. So that's what you're going to see right now. You're going to see all of these trap traders try and get out of their trade. And so when I come in and buy, I know for sure I can get a point out of this trade because all of these panicked traders are covering their positions, which means they're buying. So they're pushing the price of the S&P 500 futures up. So let's just wait and watch them scurry in pain. And there we go. So just kick all of these traders and trap them, and we get our nice 1 point. So that's another $50, $150. We're now 2-0 for the morning. Very happy with that. It's only been about an hour and a half now, and we also still have this runner going. So let's see where it can go. Looks like this pattern is starting to reverse here. So we could come up to this trend line. We could come up to the highs here. There's a little resistance here. All good targets for us to take. Well, but actually looks like unfortunately prices are starting to turn down on us. So it looks like our runner is going to get taken out. I like to put my runners at break even. There's no reason to give back any of my profits. When I'm doing this type of analysis, I'm only looking for that 1 point scalp. I don't know whether prices are going to skyrocket. I don't know if they're going to flush down. I only know that it's going to have this 1 point. So anything that the runners give me is something that I just have to be fortunate about. And if it happens that it turns down and then it reverses, well, I'm not trading that setup. So it's not something that I'm looking to profit off of. But with that, 2 trades, 2-0, I'm very happy, and let's see where the next trade is. So prices have really started to roll up on this reversal. We had this massive move up, and now prices are starting to pull back. And so if you remember my rule of 2, prices always like to move in patterns of 2. So we can see that prices have moved down in a pattern of 2 right here. So this is a great opportunity to buy this pullback, right? Prices are in this nice bullish trend, and now they make this kind of pullback like this, I'm immediately going to put my buy stop in here, and I am looking to go long. So there we go. We just got filled on our long position. Actually, if you notice, I had some kind of slippage here. So I use a buy stop, and what's going to happen is if, prices are really rocketing up like this one right here, I might get put in a little late. And, like you see right here, I got in a little late, but prices were surging up so quickly. This trade finished in like 5 seconds. So, I just made $150 in like 5 seconds. And now we have this nice runner that's continuing higher. And hopefully, we could break these highs. Maybe we get some nice resistance here and I have to sell, but let's see what happens. So unfortunately, it does look like there is some resistance up here. Have to be a little careful, with my runners. Remember, we're not trying to trade the swing. We're just trying to trade that scalp. So any profit that I make on this runner is something I'm very fortunate about and something that, I want to try and save. So I definitely, don't want to sell my runner here, but you never know. We could be bounced off resistance here and this could go straight down. So I like to take the profit whenever I can. Now, I think the next trade isn't for a while here, so we can actually go back to the analysis chart and I can continue giving you my thought process on how the day went. We're back to the detailed chart here. I've labeled the 3 setups that I did take for the day with these blue arrows, and you can see that after this setup, this price has really just started to go straight up. Once again, it would have been nice to have my runner, but that's not how I'm trading. So it does suck that it was taken out here. I maybe could have not trailed my stop and gotten like another 10 points here, but at the end of the day, I can't predict the market. So prices really start to move up here. We have this nice bull channel here. I couldn't really find great opportunities to buy it in this area. Nothing really looked stellar to me. Remember, I'm looking for these very high percentage win rate trades. Sure, this is a nice pullback here. You might want to buy that. Nice pullback here. You might want to buy that too, but those trades are, they might be like 60 or 70% win rate, right? And while that's fine for some traders, I'm looking for the 95 to 99% win rate trades. So prices cruise up here. We kind of get a little too extended here and we start to sell off a bit. And prices look to try and test the bottom of this trend line. But then we see that prices start to re-reverse again, right? So prices are coming up here. They're making lower lows each time. And then all of a sudden we get our first higher low right here. And when I see that higher low, I'm looking for prices to start reversing. So this might have actually been a good opportunity to buy here. We see you do get like a nice point. And when we see that higher low, that's actually where I start to look for prices to reverse. So remember, it was probably that second trade we took where I said, when you have that two-legged pullback, and when I see that higher low, that's actually where I'm looking for prices to reverse. So remember back on the second trade, I was saying that, traders like to look for those 2 legs down. So right here, we see that prices go up, go down, and now they're trying to make a second attempt lower. And so that's where a lot of traders, definitely if this breaks below this bar, a lot of traders are going to be shorting right here, looking for this downtrend to continue. And there we go. So all these traders just went short right here, and they're expecting this to continue down further. But little do they know, this is actually not a good spot to be going short. So me as a trader, I'm again going to be looking for that trap, and I'm going to be looking to trap them at the top of this where they are going to have a lot of their stop losses. So there we go. I put in my order, and let's see how that turns out for them. And if you notice too, I am using a buy stop. And so I'm not going to get filled unless we hit that price area, right? We could never touch the 3275.25 price zone, and prices could just sell off. And those traders could be right. But I'm going to be safe because I never actually got filled into the order. So that's one importance about using the buy stop. And look at that, just took straight off. All of those guys had their stop losses here, and they were running and panicking for their lives. But things do get a little nerve-wracking here. I mean, it always sucks when you get one tick away from filling out your scalp, and then you get this dreaded pullback, which, emotionally, this is tough. But after you've been trading for quite a while, this gets easier and easier to stomach. And soon you just become so confident in your trades that, it really doesn't affect you. Usually these trades take about 20, 30 seconds to a minute, but sometimes you really gotta sweat them. Oh. Yeah, this is looking kind of bad. But while it might look bad, I have my setup in place. I know where I'm going to call it quits, and I know where I'm going to take my profits. So as long as I have those in place, none of this really matters to me. One thing I was thinking about is, man, if I was trading like 100 contracts and this thing was moving by like thousands of dollars, whew, I'm not sure how I would handle that. I mean, even here, I'm risking $400, so this definitely still is a sweat for me. Oh, and it even teases you. Okay, there we go. So we just got filled in this position, and now we are 4-0 for the day. I am very excited about that. We even have a runner here, so we can see where this might go. You know, we're at the all-time high for the day. So basically, the sky's the limit at this point. So I'll let you guys follow this runner for a while. But this is basically going to be the end of the video. I'm 4-0 at this point. It's about 8:40. I think I went a little over my time, but I have to head over to the office at this point. So got to close up shop. Wish I could be trading for the rest of the day, but you know, that's how it goes when you have a full-time job. At some point, I hope I can convert my trading into my full-time job, but that's going to take some time and some practice. But as for now, you know, slowly learning, slowly working, and I hope you guys can follow me on this journey. So ending the day here at plus $687.50. Very happy with this. If I can do this every single day for the rest of my life, I will be super happy. All right, and that's the end of this day trading video. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact me or comment below, and I'll be happy to help. And remember, this is a series, so I will be posting as often as I can. So if you're interested in learning more about day trading, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. But remember, I do work a full-time job, so these videos are going to come up as time permits for me. Sometimes I have to work late and I won't be able to make the video. And as for that, I will see you guys at the next video. Happy trading.